Hi, it's Paul here. I'm going to start an animation here with a Canon DSLR, and I'm just going to take you through the process of setting that up. Now, the first thing you see is the capture settings window, and this is where you select from the drop-down Canon DSLR EVF Assist, and here you can set up some basic parameters. I like to come into the Canon DSLR Advanced tab, just make sure the camera settings, the size and quality image is set to how I like, which is medium fine in this case. The ISO is set to a nice low number, and the white balance is locked off to whatever lighting system I've got. I just set up some rough exposure parameters, and I'll click apply. I've got a live view exposure offset of 10. Now this is required because I'm using a manual lens with a manual aperture, and for some reason when you do that you need to compensate to match the exposure in the camera. And here's my image. So it's a live image straight away. I can see that the camera needs a bit of focus help and the exposure is a little off. So we want to be able to do that accurately, and we set that up from the Tools menu and the DOP control. Let's deal with the exposure initially. Under the Camera Settings tab here, we can change the exposure value, and you can see that updating straight away. It'd be good if we had some indicator of how light or dark it was, and we do have that tool here under the Display option, where I've set it to display the zebra. When I check that box, the dark areas in the shot that are below, that are have a percentage of black over 90% are flashing in blue, and I've also set the same for white, which in this case will show up as red. So we're getting a lot of blue flashing, which means this shot is quite dark. So we need the shutter to be open for a little longer. So, oh, there we go. That looks pretty good. What if I go very extreme? So if you can see there, almost the whole image is flashing red. But I can quickly move through those, and I'm getting just a little bit of red at that point. It did seem like a fifth of a second was about right. So we'll update the capture settings, and that will now be our exposure. The other thing we want to check is the focus. So under the Video Assist Zoom Instant Focus Assist option, I'll just check that, and I can now move this little red box around to different parts of the frame and get it in focus. So I'll just adjust the lens now, and I'm happy with that. Alright, that's the DOP control tool. We've set up our shot, so I'll close that. One other thing that's worth mentioning here, which is the difference between the Canon and Nikon cameras, under the settings, advanced settings, under the play menu, if you have a relatively fast machine, you can increase this maximum proxy width. And what this does is it means the preview image that you see in Stop Motion Pro is bigger. And with the Canon DSLRs, you can do this. With the Nikons, that figure is generally lower, and but with the Canons, you can go full screen by changing the maximum proxy width. Just click OK, and then from the View menu, select full size, and I'll just resize this because this little demo here is limited in the size we're capturing, but you can see you're getting a much bigger image that you can use to preview and playback your animation. Okay, so what we'll do, I'll just change that to fit to window for now. I'll capture a frame, and I can make a change to the puppet there, and I can use the onion skinning obviously and capture another frame. Okay, I very basically have a 2-frame sequence. I've got that masked to a safe zone, and again under the settings, advanced settings, overlay, I've got that set to 16:9 because I'm going to output this as a 2K file for a film festival, so I'm going to keep it. From the view menu, I might want to see my captured frame full resolution, and that's easy. You can just come into the full resolution viewer. Now in this mode we can set it to full size, and there we are, we've got our full size frame. And not only that, we can step through the frames, so we can see the exact frames, what they're going to be like when they're output, are they in focus or not, Is the exposure okay? We've got the zebra controls that you saw before available to us in this mode. And we can check a histogram of the image and make sure the exposure's how we're happy with the exposure. Great, well that covers the basics of using a Canon DSLR with Stop Motion Pro version 8. Thanks for watching.